The Colours That Blind, Chapter 50, Tumi's Story. The furrow lines are back on Makoma's face, and when I glance at the mirror, this time I see them on mine too. Noku is asleep in her car seat, so still I have to put my hand on her chest to see if she's still breathing. Makoma has just got off the phone with Ambuya. She says they've taken Jabu to the hospital in Mutare and he is still in surgery. They're trying to reattach his fingers. I see it play again in my mind. The banana leaves, the screams, the running and the blood-soaked t-shirt clinging to Jabu. I really hope he's going to be all right. Trees whiz past us as the car speeds forward. I stare at my phone for a while, rereading the message that Musa sent me a little while back. Tumi, good luck for tomorrow if you make it to the tryouts, man. I hate it when people say good luck. It almost makes me feel as though I really am in need of it. Maybe he's being genuine and doesn't mean it like that, and if Musa does mean I need luck, maybe he's right. I don't feel at my best anymore, and my training doesn't feel like it went anywhere. I can't afford to lose this after how far I've come, but it somehow feels wrong to be worrying about swimming while Jabu's lying on an operating table fighting for his life. I look at Makoma in the rearview mirror and he still looks worried. Do you think they'll get him? I say. I really hope so, Makoma answers quietly. Are you ready for your race tomorrow? He changes the subject. I nod and look out of the window. I shouldn't be continuing on as though my friend didn't just get hacked with a machete. It's really messed up. You better be, he says, his voice lifting a little bit. I look at the rear view. I can see he's trying to cheer me up, but it doesn't erase the bags under his eyes, and I feel so bad about it all. Because I took a whole day off to watch you, and Saru is coming too. There's a slight smile on his face. And of course you know Noku will be cheering too in the stands, won't you, my girl? His eyes shift to Noku, who's just woken up, sitting quietly in her car seat for once, stroking the cat in her lap. I'm still shocked that she managed to convince Makoma that the cat would die if she left it. You know how boys are, Daddy. He'll just be there thinking I'm coming back, and when I don't, he'll starve to death, she'd insisted, and he'd been too defeated to argue with her. She should probably be a lawyer with that kind of determination. I'll be screaming loudly on top of my lungs for you, Tumi, she said, mouth wide open, showing her missing teeth as she demonstrates. Both Makoma and I smile at the light Noku brings. Makoma, do you really think it wasn't my fault? What happened? The question spills out of me. Makoma's right hand remains on the steering wheel while he reaches back to squeeze my knee with the other one. Hey, listen to me. This was not your fault, okay, Tumirai? Bamkuru is They'll get him, he says finally. And this time they'll lock him up for good. Do you hear me? I nod, because I know it's what he wants. But I'm not sure I believe him. The car begins to slow down and I crane my neck, trying to see why. Daddy, why are we stopping? Noku asks, also trying to see what's happening. Looks like there's been an accident, he says, indicating to stop at the side of the road. I push forward so I can see better. All I can make out is the back of a car pushed into the face of a big truck. There are a few people trying to help, some on their phones, perhaps calling the police, and others heading towards the 3 paramedics who arrived just as we pulled up. Noku, stay here all right, I'll be right back, he says, pushing open his door. I step out of the car too, and follow Makoma to where a small crowd has now gathered. How can we help? I have first aid training, Makoma says to one of the paramedics. We're trying to get these 2 men out of the car without injuring them further. If you would please stand aside, sir, that would be the most helpful, one of the paramedics answers, as they start manoeuvring the driver of the crushed car out through the window as gently as they can. As I move closer to the collision, I can see metal crumpled up. The smaller car looks like it took most of the heat, and I wonder how they're going to take out the passengers. The driver of the big truck is sitting on the side of the road with his leg bleeding. There is another paramedic tending to the man, who looks shaken. They came out of nowhere, you know, they came out of nowhere and tried to overtake that car, he said, pointing to another car I had not noticed, now smashed into a tree. The man was driving as though he was crazy, just came speeding from nowhere, he repeated. Try to keep calm, sir. The police are on their way, the paramedic reassures him. Get some gauze from the ambulance, please, another paramedic calls to Makoma as they manage to get the first man out of the car. I stand a short distance away, shocked by all the blood, my thoughts rushing to Jabu. Hold his arm so he can make sure the metal doesn't shred through his chest. He beckons to another driver who has stopped. I walk slowly to the other side of the collision, taking long breaths so the sight of it all doesn't knock me over. Flashes of the blood staining Jabu's t-shirt flood my mind, and I think I might puke. I watch as the 2 paramedics carefully bring the man to the stretcher. This one's lost a lot of blood, the paramedic shouts. Get me a bag, Doug. We need to load him into the ambulance and head out. The stretcher passes by me, and my heart catches fire. I think I see Makoma walking from the other side of the road towards me, but as he reaches me, I dash to the bushes close by and hurl. "Are you all right, Tummy?" Makoma asks, his face knitted in worry lines. "It's all a lot, I know. I shouldn't have let you come out of the car," he says, rubbing my back. I take deep breaths, fighting to calm myself down. "Makoma," I manage to whisper. "It's him,"